Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and I have some interesting news for you all today, and this is a little bit late, but I still thought it was an interesting topic, and I still think there's a lot of people out there that aren't aware of this news as well, in case you don't keep up with like airline stocks and stuff like that. And if you don't know already, it's basically that recent news came out in which Warren Buffett has sold all of his airline stocks with his Berkshire company. And so as you can see here with the CNBC article, it says U.S. airline stock tumble after Buffett sells stakes. And as you can see here, it says Warren Buffett has cashed out in all of his stakes in the four largest U.S. carriers for airlines. And U.S. airlines have also received large quarterly losses because of this recent Rona situation. And once again right here, it says U.S. airline shares tumbled again on Monday, this time after Warren Buffett said Berkshire Hathaway sold its entire stakes in the four largest U.S. carriers. And these four carriers are American Airlines, Delta, Southwest, and United. And this announcement was made on Saturday, and it was revealed that Berkshire had a net loss of $50 billion just within the first 3 months of this year. And according to this article, American Airlines fell 7.77%, Delta fell 6.4%, United fell 5%, and then Southwest Airlines fell 5.7%. And then it was also mentioned that Delta's CEO even said that it could take 2 to 3 years to recover, in which they had their first quarterly losses in years. And here's just a little statement. It says, I mean, believe me, no joy of being a CEO of an airline, according to Buffett at Berkshire's annual meeting. But the companies we bought were well managed. They did a lot of things right. And then let me see if I can find this other quote. There was another quote. I can't find it specifically in this article, but it was one that kind of described the situation in detail pretty well. Oh yeah, as you can see right here, it was basically how he mentioned that the world has changed because of the Rona situation. And obviously that negatively affected airlines. So just back onto the airline stock, as you can see right here, American Airlines currently down 7.71%. And then, of course, some people took that as a buying opportunity, and of course, it's positive in the after hours because of that. But as you can see, Warren Buffett has a huge influence on the moves that people make in the stock market. If Warren Buffett removes his position in the stock, there's a lot of people that mimic him that will do the same as well. And in my personal opinion, simply mimicking someone that you think may be smarter than you or has more knowledge is not such a great idea, because you have to accommodate for your own risk tolerance and do your due diligence and research it for yourself, or you're really not going to truly believe in the company and sort of have the dedication to invest in that. So I think a lot of people just saw that Warren Buffett, of course, even if you don't mimic Warren Buffett, like investors out there that don't copy his portfolio, if they see that Warren Buffett is taking himself out of it, then obviously if I own these stocks as well, then of course it would make me think. But if I truly believed in the stock, like if Warren Buffett removed himself from Microsoft and said that he's not investing in Microsoft anymore, then I would still invest in Microsoft because it's something I've done my due diligence on and I believe in this stock and this company. So that's sort of like the importance of doing your own research and not just mimicking others. And I know a lot of people out there don't do that, but there are some examples that do as well. And this is just one of those huge problems, because if you look up airlines, every single airline stock is down. It's kind of similar with Tesla when Elon Musk said the price was too high and a bunch of people sold it. And that sort of proved how low their risk tolerance was just because someone else had said that. Of course, it being the CEO. But if you do your own research and believe in the stock, then you have more dedication to hold it over the long term for some nice gains. But as you can see, pretty much all of these here, Southwest Airlines, every single one of them was down a significant amount, and then people bought from the drop. As I said in my other Warren Buffett video like a few weeks ago, I was talking about how I thought every single airline stock was not really a good long-term stock. As you can see, there's not a lot of growth. Even at its peak on February 14th, it's only up 36% over the past 5 years, and you could easily get something like that with VOO, where you get like 10% about every year, it seems. So that's pretty much my baseline. If a stock is not gaining 10% per year, then it's not worth my time, because I can easily get that with VOO, and it's a fairly safe stock since it averages out the top 500 companies, where you have airlines right here, which even at its best point recently, it's still not up 50% over the past 5 years. And then especially with this right here right now, it's at minus 33%. And like I said, if you look up any of these airline stocks, they really don't look good long term in my opinion. They're only pretty solid for the rebound gains. Like, obviously, when this eventually does rebound back to the general baseline, those gains are going to be super nice. But for anything other than those rebound gains, it's almost like a medium to short-term sell, because I don't believe that airlines are good for long-term. There's not really any airline stocks out there that have done super well, at least in my opinion. Let's see if we can go to United Airlines, see if it's any better. Past 5 years at the peak, United's a little bit better, and it looks like it would perform a little bit better long term, but just most of these out here, it's just not something that I would find attractive personally for long term. Yeah, especially American Airlines, that's really, really bad. Minus 42% for the past 5 years. That's terrible. But anyways, yeah, I sort of wondered why Warren Buffett would invest in airlines. I remember reading that article about him buying airlines, and then he sold under at 10%, and I kind of gave my thoughts on that as well. And people were saying that he was simply getting under the radar, where if you have under 10%, then you don't have to disclose how much you sell or how much you buy until it goes past it again. And a lot of people were just saying that he did that just so people wouldn't know his moves, so it wouldn't affect the market that much. But as we can see right here, he pretty much went under 10% so he could sell everything at once and then announce it whenever he wanted to, so it wouldn't just randomly affect the stock. I am pretty surprised that Warren Buffett lost this much money this quarter, and honestly, I was surprised that he invested in Delta Airlines and all of these airline companies as well, because he's what I would call like a safe investor, the buy and hold long-term strategy. And so you usually don't think of Warren Buffett as making a mistake like this, but it pretty much shows you that anyone can make a mistake in this market, and it happens to everyone almost. But I will say that it was interesting to see this happen. However, I wouldn't expect anything more with airline stocks. I've just never been a big fan of those. Cruise line stocks are honestly more attractive than airline stocks given the current situation, because they're just such a low value. You have like CCL that could rebound 5 times eventually. I still don't think it's a good long-term stock, but if you can just rebound to that baseline, you can 5 times your money almost. But anyways, I just wanted to share this news and give my thoughts on this whole situation. But I hope y'all enjoyed, and if you did, please make sure to smash that like button, drop a like on the video. Really does help me out. And if you'd like to begin investing, feel free to use my referral links for Robinhood and Webull down in the description below. You'll get some free stocks, which is some nice passive income with pretty much no effort whatsoever. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.